Hello, everyone. Hello. Come on in. So good to see you guys. Awesome. Ah, okay. Well, hello and welcome. We will start in just 2 minutes here. We've got people still coming in. So we'll just give them a minute to come in. I'm going to invite you to create your sacred space. Light a candle. And this is what I do every time. I always have my crystals with me, my favorites. And because my canvas is small today, I can actually have them right on my easel, which is really cool. So if you choose, you can do that. And I always light a candle and set my space up here. All right. Can you guys hear me okay? Thumbs up. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Oh, my friends. So good to see you all here. Let me just, whoop, I'm crooked here. Let me just get my music turned down a bit. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So I have my little candle here. I don't know if it'll last the whole 2 hours. We're going to go for it. And I'm just going to do a little cleanse here. A little smudge. So I've got a little white sage here. And I want to cleanse my new canvas a little bit here. All right. Beautiful. And me, I'm so excited. I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited, nervous. Looking forward to this time with you guys. Oh my gosh, that full moon energy. Isn't it beautiful? Okay. Now, I do have a little sweetgrass. Just to call in the blessings. All right, so it is 6:30. Oops, and one more person here. Hold on. Okay, so you guys, there's lots of new people here. I would love for you to just say hello in the chat and tell us where you're coming from. That's always really interesting. So welcome. If you're just getting in here, you still have someone else coming. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Hello, Michelle. Welcome. Oh, all right. Just catching the last few people here coming in. Okay, you guys. Hello, hello. So welcome to all of you here. Oh my gosh, Jackie, you're in Australia? Wow. What time is it there? Thank you for joining us. That's fantastic. Got another one here. I am thrilled to have you all here and super excited to be painting in this full moon energy. This full moon has been absolutely beautiful. It's like this beautiful, auspicious energy. And we're just going to take a minute here. 8:30 a.m. Oh, good time for you. Good. We're just going to take a minute here to drop in. So I'm going to invite you, and I'm just going to get a little music on for us so that we can connect with this beautiful full moon energy. So I'm going to invite you to just settle in for a second here and take a few breaths. Take a few long, deep breaths here. Breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. Just letting everything go from the day. Letting it all slide away. Settling into this moment right here, right now. Breathing deeply. Just feeling yourself in your body. Breathing into your heart space. Feeling that energy in your heart begin to build and grow like a beautiful light, an orb of light there. Let it begin to expand, radiate as you breathe in. And breathe out. Feeling yourself relax and sink deeper into that space of stillness, of peace, of balance. And this is the place where your wisdom sits. So just allow yourself just to settle into that. Imagine that you're standing on the grass in bare feet, feet on the earth. Feel yourself anchor in by sending a channel of light from your heart down, down into the earth, into the heart of Mother Earth. Imagine her welcoming you with a warm hug, embracing you. So your heart is up against hers, and you can feel that rhythm. Feel that heartbeat flowing down to the heartbeat of Mother Earth. You feel her strength coming back up. Feel her vitality, feel her creativity, feel her warmth and love coming up into your heart. She brings with her all the energy, that divine feminine that is deep within the earth. Brings that up. into your body, into your heart. Bring it in and feel yourself feeling stronger, standing on the earth. Breathe it into your spine. And now from your heart, see a beautiful channel of light reaching up into the cosmos, way up, seeing that immense bright ball of light, the heart of the universe, connecting to that beautiful source, whatever that looks like for you. And feel that energy flowing down, beautifully flowing, swirling down, bringing all those higher frequency light codes down. Feel it coming down through the center of your body, down through your heart, down into the earth, anchoring you in deeply to Mother Earth, bringing the light down to Mother Earth. And also see it swirling around you. And feel the energy of Mother Earth come up, swirling up and all around you, creating this beautiful sphere of protection. We're opening up this full moon energy, immense, beautiful love that's coming through the full moon. And not only this, the full moon, but the whole planetary alignment right now. This beautiful energy that we've been feeling over the last little while, expansive, bringing you into your fullness. Feel into your becoming as you are standing here in this beautiful frequencies coming from above and below and all around you. This planetary alignment are bringing you into your bigness. Sagittarius, full moon in Sagittarius, all about expanded states of being and expanded states of consciousness, altered, walking with one foot and one foot in the mystic. All about our possibilities, potentialities in this life. We are immersed in transformative energy, and it is activating the hidden gifts within us. The gifts that have been there, the dormant gifts that have been there in our DNA, in our cells, potentials. And they just have been waiting to be woken up and switched on. These are the energies all around us. So breathe that in. Beautiful. All right. When you feel ready, bring yourself into this moment right here. Right here. And I am super happy to have all of you here. Oh my goodness, look at you all. So fantastic. Welcome to Soulfully Aligned Women. My name is Janice Gallant. I'm sure most of you know that by now, but this is my happy place. This place of being in my art studio, of gathering with women. Oh, I want to get us going right away. So this is, you can see, I'll highlight this. But I do also want to tell you so much. I'm going to spotlight and pin. All right. Yeah. Hey, Dal. So great. All right, I forgot to turn my music off on screen here. Give me 1 second to do that. There we go. Okay. So here we are, our beautiful full moon mandala, and we're going to be repainting this baby. So I'm going to be moving this one away. What I have here is another canvas the same size. And hopefully you're feeling that energy now right here. And I'm going to invite you to find the center of your canvas. However you do that, whether you measure or go from corner to corner, just put a little dot in the center and then create a circle there for your moon. Now I have a circle template that I used. You could use maybe a small cup, whatever works for your size. This one is about 2 inches, 2.5 maybe. And my canvas is a 12 inches square, 12 by 12. So I'm just putting this here in the center. I also have handy for me a hair dryer because I don't want to have to wait for the layers to dry to show you the next step so that we can keep going here with our painting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take some white paint and I'm going to use my titanium white, a heavy body titanium white, and paint my circle white. And I'm not even going to, I don't need any water or anything. I'm just going to put my circle on there in white. And then I'm going to get a warm yellow. So I have, you could do cadmium yellow medium, or I'm going to use a little bit of this nickel azul yellow. It's one of my favorite yellows for creating a glow. You could use Indian yellow. There's quite a few different warm yellows. If your yellow looks too lemony, just put a tiny touch of magenta or a warm cad red in it. And this is where I'm going to use my glaze too. I'm going to put a bit of glaze on my palette. You guys, if you have any questions, let me get the chat up here so that I can see it because I didn't. All right. Oh my goodness, look at you all here. Hello, Kimberly. Hi, Lois from Sundry. Oh yeah, Kitchener here. Yes. Sammy and Red Deer. We've got Saskatoon. Kelly. Hi. Kimberly from Plattsville, Ontario. Lovely little town. Joe, Red Deer County. Dalmain, Rocky Mountain House. Barbara from Tucson, Arizona. How cool. I actually have a friend that invited a bunch of us to go there next February for the Gem Show. I hear it's really big there. Helen from Northwestern Ontario. How cool. I'm actually originally an Ontarioan. Jackie from Australia. It is 8:30 there a.m. Michelle, hello, Michelle from LA. I recognize you. You've been here before, Michelle. Welcome back. Domain. So good to see you. All right. Okay, so I've got this white. You've got that white in the middle. I'm going to put a little bit of glaze on my paintbrush. So I've got a puddle of glaze on my palette, my messy palette. I'm going to put mostly white and then just add just a touch of that yellow in there. And glaze, kind of, I got a blend on my brush here. And I'm just going to go around my sun with this beautiful glaze. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not going to worry about perfection at this point because there'll be several layers on here. And then I'm going to dip my brush back in the white. I'm not cleaning my brush off, just go around the edge of my moon and soften that line around. There we go. So this beautiful full moon in Sagittarius as the planets are moving into Gemini. Oh my gosh, you guys. Powerhouse of energy. Powerhouse of energy and so much divine feminine coming through. Okay. So I got a little bit of that glow. It's not real bright, but I don't want it to be real bright. I'm also going to now do something a little different. I'm going to take some magenta. I'll use my quinacridone magenta. You could also use like a Liquitex magenta. And we're going to put a thin layer on that on the whole canvas. So people often, ask me, how do I get my glow in the paintings? How do I get that translucent look in my paintings? And this is how. So glaze and magenta, and I'm going to start on the outside here and go all the way around. Just straight magenta. I'm not mixing any white, and I'm just going to put a layer of it, and you can see through it. I'm just going to put a layer of it all the way around the outside here with the glaze mixed in. I'm going to love the gem show. Oh, yes, I hear that. It's amazing that the whole community turns into the gem show. I'm hoping to get there. No promises at this point. So glaze actually extends the drying time for your paint. It also helps to stick the paint onto the canvas. So technically, professional artists, acrylic artists, will use glaze instead of water, because if you're looking at the the conservation of the painting over many years, the paint can lift and flake off if you just use water. Whereas if you use glaze, it almost is like a glue for the acrylic to stick it on, because acrylic is plastic, right? So okay. I don't want to get paint on my crystals. So I use quite a bit of glaze when I'm painting. I go through a lot of it, especially in large paintings. I hope you guys have some nice music on right now. Some beautiful, soothing, meditative music. So I'm going to come right up to my yellow. And as I get close to my yellow, I'm going to add a little bit of yellow into my magenta just to give a smooth, soft blending look. So here we go. You can see it starts to turn a beautiful orange. Let me know if you have any questions. Just put them in the chat there, or you can unmute if you like. This is being recorded, just so you know. So if you don't want your voice heard, then just know that. Okay, I'm just gonna wipe off my brush a little bit and kind of add a little bit of white and yellow so that I can blend that together. Now don't go too far in with that. If you do, don't worry. The beautiful thing with acrylics is you can go over top of them. Okay, I'm gonna rinse my brush so that I don't get any more of the orange into the yellow. And be sure to, as you're blending, wipe your brush and blend back. I love blending. I love playing with it, but I also know from teaching art, it's also a big frustration for a lot of people. So you're not alone if blending frustrates you and you feel like you've got too many lines, but don't worry because we will be going over top of this. Oops. Okay. Okay, so beautiful mandala full moon. So I had thought after, I was thinking, oh, it's the flower full moon. What are we going to do? And a mandala popped into my head, and I'm like, oh, I really feel like I want to do a mandala. But then, oh, but we got to, it's a flower full moon. And then all of a sudden I realized it's like, well, mandala can look like a flower. It's okay. We can do the mandala. Yes. Um, so it all works. Um, but what I wanted to talk to you too about as we go through this, and I'll pause here while you catch up if you're still playing. Because after what I'm going to do is wait for this to dry, and I might use my hair dryer in a minute, but I'm going to then add the dark blue onto the background here. So I'll be using, oh, I've got a blue here. It's just an Artist Loft phthalo blue. And also I have some purple, dioxazine purple and green, phthalo green for the outside. So we have so many planets lining up. This past week, I have been so incredibly filled up with divine feminine energy and receiving so many downloads of the next step. You can go through quiet times when you feel like, oh, there's not a lot coming through, and then whoosh. So right now we are being bombarded with this beautiful energy of divine feminine transformation, activations for opening up our soul, for opening up to our soul. And this is what has come through for radiant expansion. So, we've got Pluto involved, and Pluto is like deep transformation. It is soul point, it is death and rebirth. And we've got, the sun is in Gemini, 2 degrees of Gemini, and Gemini, beautiful Gemini energy. And I have like, let me just grab my notes here. Gemini is like this beautiful, inquisitive. curious energy. It's all about, you know, the mind and being curious and inquisitive and even a little mischievous and energetic. There's some beautiful energies in Gemini, and it's light and airy and it moves faster. And so the other energy coming in, which I really am feeling powerfully, is Sedna. The goddess Sedna is at 0 degrees. And it's the feminine, powerful feminine energy. So Sedna, there's a big story around it, but in the nutshell, Sedna is all about transformation from, you know, from human to goddess, from moving from like the mundane world into the mystical world. And this is the energy that's coming in and influencing us. It's big transformative energies. It's like switching, you know, dormant forces on within us. It's activating energies within us. It's, you know, coming into our own unique gifts. And this message has come through so clearly for me that it is time for us not only to activate our own beautiful gifts, but also what's coming through is this lineage of women behind us that are saying, we didn't get to shine our light and show our gifts. Their gifts were tapped down. They were pushed underground. They were told they couldn't and shouldn't. And even as like I can remember my mom and my aunts talking about the gifts that they had of channeling, automatic writing, they would call it, and psychic abilities. And that was hush hush, whispered conversations. And we are the ones now that can really come forth. And it is time to come forth, to bring this power of the divine feminine forward. And as I talk, I'm going to start adding this blue and other colors to the background here. Because they couldn't and they were scared to. There was this fear in their DNA within them and fear from consequences. And, this was what was going on. And we can and we should and we are being told, yes, now's the time. And so these gifts are coming forward, not just from within our own souls, but also from this lineage of women behind us, all these dormant gifts that have been there but not been able to be used, coming up for us to claim, for us to bring to the surface. And so each of us will find that these gifts are going to start coming online. And maybe you've already experienced that. Maybe you've already noticed it, that you're more intuitive, that you're more empathetic, that you are feeling things that you're like, oh my God, what is going on? Why am I feeling people? I know what people are thinking. Like, all this stuff is really, really coming up to the surface. It's been growing over the last few years, but oh my gosh, right now we are really in a huge activation. And so if you want your gifts from your lineage of women, and it's not even ancestral. It's like there's this huge gathering of women, priestesses, Mary Magdalene, there's like they're coming in from every nook and cranny and they're standing around and going, it's go time. It's go time, right? It's time for us now. And they're supporting us. And so then when I started, finding out more about the planets that are around, it's like, this makes so much sense. Here we are, with all this energy. And so, like, this Sedna energy is the energy of really letting go of, the old, letting go of what um we've been clinging to, because the story of Sedna was that she was clinging to the side of the boat with her fingertips just grasping on and holding on for dear life, because her father it's not a very nice story, but it's a very symbolic one, that her father had um thrown her overboard, sacrificed her, and she was clinging to the edge. And what happened was he cut her fingers off, because yeah, that was his way of basically getting rid of her, cut her fingers. It was terrible. So, but what happened was, she sunk down to the bottom of the ocean, and in that death came her transformation, her rebirth. Okay, so I've got purple and blue on my canvas here. And I'm going to start going a little lighter with the purple here, because I don't want it to get too dark in the center. I'm getting pretty dark. So I might need a little more white here too. So it was as she sank to the bottom, her fingers became dolphins, and she transformed into this beautiful goddess. So she transformed from a normal human into this beautiful goddess. And this is the energy, you know, it's a metaphor, but it's for us to now, it's like transformative energy. This time is time for us to claim our gifts, to let go of what we're clinging to in order to survive, thinking that's what we need for survival, when really it isn't. It's time to let go. So, like, what are you clinging to that is your safe zone, that you're clinging to it because it's safe and secure? And for me, that always reminds me of how long it took me to let go of, the job, and trust in my soul passion and my work in this soulfully aligned women, and move into it. And it has been nothing but, since I let go, nothing but moving up and expanding when I finally let go and trusted into that. So we all have these gifts to claim that are ours, and we just need to lean in and trust. Ooh, okay, I did something wrong there. You guys don't follow me there. I put my orange back in and forgot that, well, it's not too bad. Um, yellow and purple make gold. So I'm getting a beautiful gold ring here. But it can be brownish too. So I was staying with the purple and lightening up. Now I'm not worried too much about blending too much at this point, because when I start to create my mandala on top, all this is going to change anyways. But we can take that out. Okay, so the Sedna energy is there for us to transform. And I'm sure you've been feeling some of that energy. The other beautiful divine feminine, and I am trying to multitask as I talk to you. The other beautiful divine feminine energy is Venus. Venus is in Gemini. And that is, Venus has been in Taurus. Venus's home territory is Taurus, which is beautiful, earthy energy. And she's moving into Gemini. So she's our feminine, our love, like all the matters of the heart, of expanded, deep heart callings. And she is that sensual, nature that's calling for us to open up, to trust in that feminine awakening, that feminine energy, and more aspects of the feminine, primordial feminine awakening is what I was feeling really rising up, because that's the earthy energy, is that primordial feminine. And we are absolutely going to be working with that in Radiant Expansion next week. We're going to be calling that in. We're going to be accessing the beautiful, ancient, old divine feminine. And this is all coming through. Like, I've been channeling this through of, here's what we're going to be doing. And I can hardly wait. I can hardly hold back until then. This is going to be so much fun. So anyways, this Venus in Gemini is even wakening this up even more. I'm kind of brushing out here, some outstrokes too, because it's going to be glowing out. How are you guys doing? Am I going too fast? We're good? All right. Bring some of this here. So with Taurus being her, you know, her home sign, and now she's moving into Gemini, we are going from earth to air. So there's like this quickening that's going to be coming up, this faster moving feminine energy. And so we're also going to be like moving into that, accessing that next week. Oh, I can hardly wait, because as we do that, as we truly connect, we're going to be connecting with, like I said, the lineage of women, the ancients, the priestesses, the line of Mary Magdalene, beautiful beings, women who walked that path, women who are walking that path, the witches, the healers, the mystics, like all these beautiful beings that were here before us, and that blazed trails, or the ones that couldn't. All right, so I'm having almost like a going in and out here, radiating. And I'm going to clean my brush off and do a little bit of those light colors coming out. So then the other planet that's absolutely lined up for us is, we have Jupiter. We have actually Jupiter and Venus are conjunct, and conjunct basically means, let me grab my other paint here. Conjunct brings like an ease, working together, more ease. So Jupiter and Venus. So Jupiter, of course, the planet of expansion, makes everything, bringing good luck and expanded energy into the whole scenario. Wait. And these two, this is really cool. These two are sextiling or pointing towards the goddess. I think her name is, I think you say it Hame, which is a Hawaiian goddess who is the goddess of fertility and birth. And that means that they're bringing energy to her. It's all working together beautifully. So here is, if you've had feelings of like a rebirth energy, of being like, you know, like being pregnant with something, or you're feeling that yearning. Um, Anyone is feeling that yearning for, like, oh, I just would love to give birth to another baby or something. It's interesting because sometimes this come up and we don't even know why we're feeling this way. My daughter is incredibly intuitive, and she last week this was before I even realized that we had this alignment, and she was feeling that nurturing, mothering energy. And she can't have any more children. Um, just because her pregnancies are very, very difficult on her. So she can't have any more. And she's just feeling that, oh, I didn't think I wanted anymore, but wow, I'd really love to have another baby right now. And I'm like, what? Where is this coming from? Right. And and I was having a conversation last week with a beautiful woman about, a rebirthing experience that she had. And so it's interesting that all these conversations were coming up at a time, oh, a mess, at a time when these are the energies around us. I have some green on my brush. Here. Okay. Okay. So I am just pulling some of this light with a lot of glaze, some of these light colors out, because I am going to, as soon as this dries, I'm going to start to draw my mandala and play with colors. Oh, Ooh, there we go. This is also a really good place to just throw in some deep greens and magentas into your edges where the blue is. Let's get a variety of colors on there. Even if it's looking messy right now, it's okay. Mine is looking incredibly messy, but I'm not worried because I know that it's all going to come together in the end. So adding the glaze into these deep colors in the background is quite beautiful process too, because you get to see through them, makes them transparent. Okay, what else can I tell you about this full moon? Okay, so um Neptune. Yes, Neptune is also in there. So, oh my gosh, Neptune brings the ability to walk in both worlds. That's the one with the mystic. The veils are super thin, right? It can perceive more. And Gemini is about mind expansion, learning and growth and consciousness. And the Gemini with the twins, the polarities bring the ability to see both sides of the polarity and rise up into the third point, like the triangle, the tip of the triangle. And when you're at that point, you can see more and everything is more expanded in your vision. So that is a beautiful energy too. And so you can just let it expand out into the greater you, accessing the parts of you that you didn't even know were there. And this is the opportunity to grow into your highest potentials. Okay. So I'm just throwing colors into my background. And what I'm going to do here in 1 minute is I am going to mute myself and bring my hair dryer out to dry this background. Okay, so this is the start of getting all these beautiful colors in here. We're going to add more on top, but having just this as a background, and it is not real pretty. Like the colors are good. We want to keep the colors clean, but it's nothing special, right? So I'm just going to mute and dry this quickly. Be sure to, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is start drawing my mandala on here. Now, what I also want to show you is this is all just freehand drawing. And if you really look at this, like these petals are not perfect. They're not the same. They're not the same length. Like this one is really skinny. This one is really fat. And yet it doesn't matter, right? It looks beautiful even, well, I think it looks beautiful, even though things are not perfect. Remember, at the center here is our full moon. This is you in that full moon energy. And this is all the beautiful energies around you and how you can shape and mold that into whatever mandala you desire. All right. So I'm going to start with a light pink paint to draw and a small brush. Find my brush here. My table's a mess, you guys. I don't know where my brush is. Give me a minute. Here it is. Okay. So where's my add a little more. I'm just using a little magenta. I love using magenta with my as my red. Okay. So my whole point is that letting you know that the energies are just crazy aligned right now for you to move forward, expand into a more fuller you, more stronger self-worth, a stronger feeling of like, this is my life. I get to create it. I can still see my pencil line in here, so I'm using my pencil just for the most part. So what is it that you are ready to birth into the world? Like, are you ready to access these gifts? Are you curious and saying, well, I wonder what my gifts would be? I wonder what I have to bring. I wonder what the gifts my ancestors had, or the lineage of women that are circling up around me. What are they bringing forth? Okay, so I'm going to do my petal at the top, just like a daisy petal. Oops. And then I'm going to do one at the bottom, trying to get them similar. And one on each side. Now, if you have paint pens, feel free. And then one in between each of those. So, and there's a space between because I'm going to put a petal between them then. So as you're painting, think about, what am I ready to let go of in this full moon energy? What am I ready to stop clinging to? What am I like? Am I ready to let go of fear? That's something we're going to be working with next week. Letting go of that deep ancestral fear that has held women back, that has held people back in general. Okay, so I got my petals here and there's spaces in between. So now I'm going to do another petal in between. And this one I want to have a little bit of a curvy tip, a little different shape to it. What is ready to be birthed out of you in this next stage of your life? And maybe it is, you know, more confidence in yourself. Maybe you're ready to let go of all the fears. You're ready to let go of doubts, of the not believing in yourself. You're ready to step into your beautiful power, that feminine power. You're ready to be the one for you. What ideas are coming through for you? What inspirations? We talk about Hame and birthing and, fertility. It's like, well, it could also be, an idea that's coming to you. Like you want to write a book and suddenly know what you want to write about. And it's going to take a while before it gets birthed out into the world, but it's there. You become impregnated with the idea. Okay, so as I keep going, I go in between each of these. I'm going to go even bigger here behind this one. I'll do this in white, so maybe it'll stand out for you as I get into the dark. Remember, don't stress about having it to be perfect. I think it looks more beautiful when it's not perfect. It looks more natural. So just keep adding petals, moving out in the mandala further and further. And so working with the energy of the cosmos and the cycles of these moon cycles with the planetary alignments is the more feminine way of working rather than linear. Like these linear patterns, this linear lifestyle it's draining us. It's exhausting. But when we can feel into these bigger energies that are going on around us and flow with that, it's like, okay, right now we got some powerful divine feminine energies coming through. So how do we access that to open up to our gifts? How do we access that to create shifts and change in the world for generations to come? Not just for us in our lives, but for the generations that are coming up around us. Like they could be the ones that we say, or that say, well, it was because of my grandmother or my great grandmother, because she blazed this trail and they released the fear that was hanging in the world. They released these old fears in our DNA. Now they really opened up the world for us. They opened up all the creativity and inspiration to come through, all the gifts, all the psychic gifts, the mystic gifts. I lost my spot. Okay, here we are. Okay. These are the energies of the 5D world that we want to start working with. And in order to do that, we have to be open to them. It's about the evolution of you and what you're bringing here and what gifts are ready to come through you and the shifts and changes that we are going to be making for the world, for the future. And so this energy is coming through right now. It's coming through, it's live energy. It's coming through as we paint. It's coming through with this full moon. It's coming through with these messages of these activations that we need to do in radiant expansion. We'll be doing these activations, these meditations, these visualizations. It's live energy right now. So we want to take advantage of them while they're here because energies change and shift. Not to say that powerful feminine energies aren't going to come through again. I'm sure they are. But right now is a very incredibly potent time. And it's a gift. It's this huge gift coming through. And you could carry on and not do anything with it, which is fine. Okay, here we are. Sometimes as I'm talking, you lose track of where I'm at. Or you could take advantage of this gift being handed to us, like to wake up and come online right now in this moment, in this time, in this next, cycle through the full moon to the next new moon and beyond. And so when that message came through, it's like, this is now, it's now. Are you coming now type of thing? Are you going to access this now? And this is part of what we need to learn. And we're so used to living in a linear world with so much structure around time and the clock and, gotta be at work at this time. And, it's, we have to come back into these natural cycles of the universe, back into these energies that are coming through for us and being aware of them, of working with them, accessing them. It's beautiful, beautiful gift. And so what I do want to share, if you hadn't seen my post from today at all, is that I'm running Radiant Expansion. It begins on Monday and we'll be doing all these, we'll be talking. It's 2-hour sessions every week for 5 weeks, but I won't be running the program again. This is it, because this is about the energies that are here now. And I've found that running it again doesn't carry the same energy. So it's all about right here, right now, working with this creative energy, So we're going to be going deep into meditations, accessing that primal feminine energy that's available right now. And that's coming through. And all the visions that have been coming through and the guidance that I'm hearing of how we're going to do this. And we'll be scanning and clearing the channels to clear out the fear that's stuck in DNA, stuck in our cells from thousands of years here. All right, this is the fun part now, you guys. Now we get to play. So I am going to throw some beautiful colors onto my palette. Now, this is when you can have a lot of fun. Put, white, yellow, orange, magentas, purples, greens onto your onto not in your canvas, onto your palette and start to play. So I'm going to start with bright colors in the center because it's glowing. So I'll be working outward as I go, going a little bit darker and not filling in every petal, but just adding some color as I go along. And I'll also outline in black here so that I can see these petals, and that'll come after, but I will begin with some fun, playful. Let me find my other. Oh, so let me just see, what do I need? I'm going to start with, I can add some more whites and yellows into the center here.
Hi, Janice. Just checking, where is that gem show at that you're talking about?
Oh, that's in Tucson, Arizona.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and apparently it's quite an event. People will come from all over the world to
Oh, wow.
see it. And that's where we were talking about getting big crystals. And that's when one of the ladies in my certification program said, if you want big crystals, you need to come to Tucson, Arizona, and to the show there. And so it's for a week in February. I think it's the last week of January,
Okay,
first week of
cool.
February. Yeah, it is. I
Okay.
said to her, I'm not sure how I would get it home. It's a bit far to drive. So
That's not too bad to drive,
mm,
isn't
kind
it?
of the southern part of Arizona, right? The
Yeah.
southern. So a couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Road trip.
Yeah. I have a
Much on the southern border.
Yeah.
And Janice,
Yeah.
everybody was talking about it when I was in Sedona again
Oh,
at the Gathering of the Shaman. That was the big conversation.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, and
I have a motorhome now, so
oh, we could fill it up.
yeah.
Well, the other thing is of course traveling at that time of year, right? Is
Right.
always very unpredictable, especially coming from the north here down.
Yeah.
But
Just on the way down one day.
yeah. Um, So I started with kind of whites and yellows and oranges. I'm throwing in some lime greens, and now I'm gonna go to maybe some more magenta and deeper oranges for the next petals to radiate out. And again, I just want to put bits of color in. I'm not coloring my whole petals up, just throwing some color onto them. Uh,
You're doing.
here. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm going to switch to Some greens maybe. Green here. And I also do a lot of finger painting too on these mandalas. Just throwing on a color and then swishing it around. Right. And
Hello.
hi, welcome. Okay, so remember, it's looking super messy, but it's gonna come together. So don't stress. That's the thing with these mandalas. It's really hard to not make a beautiful mandala because we're doing layers and layers and letting colors shine through. I think I need some purples in there. Well, the beauty of colors in the universe. All the energies. So much fun. Hmm. sometimes just using your finger is a good way to keep yourself from putting too much paint on one spot. And just allowing yourself to keep dabbing and spreading the colors out. And it's just so much fun when you see something like when you place, we find like this beautiful green, phthalo green into the background. It's like, it makes the colors around it pop, or the magenta, putting the magenta in there. Ooh. I need more magenta on my palette. Another fun one is turquoise, throwing a turquoise in there. I think I did that on the first one, which I'll add some more in. But even like if you have, let me just see what I have here. I have, this bright aqua green is so amazing. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so I'm just going to add a touch of, oops, no, got messy palette, got some red in there. A touch of white with my bright aqua green, and it's like, it can pop. If you guys can see. The beautiful color. And actually, when you take this bright aqua green with some glaze into the background even, it's so fun. Or take the bright aqua green with a touch of like a cad yellow light or lemon yellow, like a cool yellow, and you get some pretty cool colors too. Actually, I'm going to use my finger. So when you add in like this bright color, I can move this closer for you guys. If that works. Even into the background, just put dabs of it all around so that you get, you probably know that, so that you get a balance of the color around the canvas. Now what I'm going to do before I keep going is I'm going to now take black and outline my mandala so it pops out a little bit more so you can see it even better. And just a minute, I got obsessed with this green and turquoise. Oops, wrong bottle. I just noticed how these ones down here look like hearts in the outside. Okay, so I have carbon black. You could also use a paint pen if you wanted. And I'm gonna also put the white out there to go back over the white parts too. Where is it? Here it is. I'm just using my fine tip brush and going over my petals to define them. What time are we at? 8:01. Good. And this is where it really starts to come together because it adds definition to your design. Oops. I'm going to turn it. I know there's a lot of you here that know this already, but when you add creative fun, like this painting, into the awakening into your soul gifts, into your spirituality or your mysticism, it opens the floodgates even more. It's like your left brain gets Well, it is that your left brain kind of gets preoccupied, and we're able to just allow that right side intuitive, beautiful energy flow in without blocking it. And so a lot of times when I was talking to you while you were painting about the full moon and the energies that are potentially here, if you decide you want to wake up to them or access them or be open to receive them, then things might come through to you while you're painting, which happens to a lot of people. It's like, wow, I was painting and all of a sudden I got this idea or this, solution to my problem came up, or I just got a feeling of how I needed to handle things. And we can open when we intentionally say, universe, I am open to receive. I am open to receive these gifts and allow them to flow through. We don't have to do anything. We just need to set the intention, and more will flood through for you. Hmm. And so I'm also going to bring the white back in. Ugh, my paintbrushes. And this is powerful, beautiful message I received a couple years ago. And I know I'm not the only one that received this message, because I've talked to many women who have said, yep, I got that message too. Couple years ago, it was like, we need to gather. We need to gather women together and be creative. No matter how you do it, just gather and be creative together. This is circle. I mean, women have been circling up together for many, many, many years. They knew the power of circling up. And when we do circle up and we're creative together, we create an energy vortex that not only helps heal and shift the energy within us as we sit in the circle, but also for the world. It's like we're holding space for the world. We're holding that container for the world to shift and move and go through its growth pains. And it radiates up and it radiates down. So it's also healing the earth as we gather together. And even if it's like just online, I mean, it's incredibly powerful when we can gather together in person. That's not always possible, as we've learned in the past. But when we can gather online, even, we are creating change just by gathering, even without talking. It is incredibly powerful. And the energy that women hold, the power we have to access the creative energy that flows down from the universe, that life force energy, and bring it into our bodies, into our womb space. Whether we birth children or birth healing and ideas, we hold an incredible power because women can access a reverent love, a higher frequency love. We can go there. We naturally go there. Okay, so then I'm going to, you can also separate the bigger spaces if you so choose, using your white and black lines. So where the paint is really dark and you can't see the black lines, you can add white and vice versa. Where the paint is really light and you can't see the white lines, you can add black lines. And I also want to show you before we go, before anyone leaves, because I know it's getting late in some of your time zones. So what I did too was I took the opposite end of my paintbrush, dipped it into the white, and created some clusters of lights to look like stars shining through. And I also added some gold leaf on in the center, my moon. You could, if you wanted to play around with creating the craters on the moon, you could do that. But these stars in here give the mandala a more translucent look, like it is up in the universe that we're looking up at. And make them different sizes. So some of these are turning out really fat. Cluster them together, like 3 or 5 together. Put them on the outside. Amazing how that changes the look right away. Mixed glitter into your gloss varnish. Ooh, cool. There's that, what's it called? Dragonfly paint or something too. And it's supposed to be quite beautiful. I haven't tried it yet. You get down. Okay, I'm going to move this back a bit. Okay, so I'm going to show this one here. Let me move my crystals. Put these side by side and see how they look. What am I missing? Am I missing anything? Pretty close, eh? Just need the gold leaf, which I can't get at right now. Add the gold leaf in here. Oh, there was one other thing I did, and that was with the Michelazzo yellow and glaze. Oops, not sure if it'll even be noticed on this one. So when you add, ooh, cool. Michelazzo yellow to glaze, it just makes a really pretty glow. Sometimes you can see, oops, I don't know if I like that so much. Probably hard to see on the camera, but you can actually, it creates a really translucent glowing effect up close. I quite love that color. Okay. You guys are going to have to show me what you've got so far. Oh, Lois, look at that glowing mandala. That's a nice big canvas. Yes, these are so fun to do on a big canvas. Oh, Jen, looking good. Yours looks about the same size as mine, right? Yeah, cool. Oh, Kelly. Woo! looks like a star. Look at these. They're so awesome, Kimber. Helen, yeah, I can see it. So cool. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, I can't take a picture. I'm using my camera or my phone. Oh, these are great.
I can take a picture for you, Janice, if you
Oh,
want
that
everybody
would be
to. Yeah.
fabulous. Okay, everybody hold yours up and I'll hold two up. How's that? There. So we can, I'll do this
It's
way.
definitely not ready.
Okay, no, it's doing great. Everybody hold your mandala up. Let's see it. Turn your cameras on if you're following along. I know some people are probably just watching. That's okay. Ah,
Okay, hold on, I'm getting there. Pulling it across, and there we go.
thank you, Jen. Yay. Oh, you guys are so fantastic. Any questions about what we've done here? Like, just please speak up and ask. Or any question about radiant expansion that starts next week. I mean, we are going deep, you guys. This is something I've never done before. What we're doing, I'm holding back telling you everything because I want it to be super special with everyone that joins. We do have people joined already, and it is going to be very powerful. It is going to be very different from what I've done before. And like I said, it won't be offered again because it's about the energies that are happening right now. So we're going to work through that over the next 5 weeks. And then, the energies change and shift all the time. So this is something very new and different, and I am pretty excited about it. So let me know if you have any questions. They will all be recorded and then posted for the people that have purchased the program. They will have access to it for as long as they need, forever. As well as we are painting together. So the last call is similar to this, but we are painting that beautiful goddess energy, the heart womb paintings. And I did that painting a while ago, and I don't have it here right now. I don't know where it is. I have to look. But I have a feeling it's going to morph into something new and different from that painting. But it is about bringing down that amazing divine masculine energy into our bodies, really embodying it, bringing up the divine feminine from the ancient primal divine feminine, not just the divine feminine, but the ancient primal energy deep in the earth that women had access to forever. And that was the power that scared the world and forced women down, forced them, the witch hunts and everything. That was what it was about. It was about the power that women hold. And so that is coming through for us. Okay. So we are down to the last few minutes here. So cool. Nice. Just want to watch you guys paint. You are so welcome. Kimberly, thank you for being here. Oh, the price? No, I didn't say the price. Thank you. I didn't. It's 444, or you can divide it into 2 payments, 222. That's fine. Or if you need something else, just reach out. I'm always flexible that way. Canadians, that's Canadian price. US, that's US price. So you are so welcome, Nancy. It's so good to see you here. Thank you. Thank you. Your book is on the way to you. Yeah. And I heard you wrote a book too. Somebody was telling me that just last week. So I need to take a look at your book. What's it called? Unmute yourself and let us know. Connecting with nature. Is that what it is?
Yeah, connecting with nature.
Oh, that looks like a beautiful book. What's it about? Tell us a little bit.
It's a memoir, and it is how memoir-ish. It is how I use the essential oils in my meditation to take me into that deeper connection with nature,
Mm.
and how I have had the healing from the inside out throughout my meditation practice, and how that's helped me heal. So I've just used my stories in there too. And then there's prompts, questions, and the meditations are in there. So
Oh, so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us.
thank you.
Mm. Bye, Jen. You have to go. Yes. Thank you for being here, you guys. I
you.
love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Bye.
you. Yes, I will stop the recording now too. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you soon.